Hey everyone, it's Rye bringing you another war guide video type thing. This is a unique situation where I'm getting attacked. Probably, I don't think I'm game lead actually. I think I'm probably, you know, second place ish. I was having a really strong Hammers game because I'm playing Germany and they haven't passed embargo city states yet as it's only turn 86. But this game features an interesting situation where someone is trying to medieval junk attack me on turn 86. You'll notice that I didn't notice until just now because I just teched economics. So I'm taking by a pretty big amount of surprise. I don't, at this point, I still don't expect it. Or maybe I just don't want to believe it. I'm finishing my Hans. I'm still building my East India. My GPT is very strong, and that definitely plays a factor. But this is a good representation on what to do when you're in these types of situations and some things that could save you. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I think I I think the war completely stalls out if I don't get help. But if someone helps me in some way, this is the easiest defense of my life. And all I mean by that is in these types of situations where someone's attacking you and they might not be prepared, maybe they're a little new of a player or something like that, the best thing you can do by far is make them unhappy. Easily, that's by far the easiest thing to do. I didn't even ask anyone to help me, by the way. I think typically one thing that a lot of players commonly forget about when they're warring is, where are my happy sources? One, do I have my Coliseum circuses built? Okay, I do. Two, do I have all my Lux trades? Okay, I do. If I'm at zero and I have all of that built, probably not a good idea to start warring someone, right? Because as soon as you declare, -4. And maybe you had some CS that you were friends with that they're allies with. Now that's -2 or something like that. So it's really easy to go unhappy after declaring war. But not just that. Now, the next most common way you can generate happiness in this game is with CS allies. Now, what is very common is when you spend all of your money after hoarding a lot, someone is going to see that and be like, I could just buy all these CS allies now because the guy who owns them has no recourse. And if that happens, you will be in a huge detriment, especially when it's a happy CS, because those give a ton of happiness, right? Typically it's around 10 happiness for an ally because you get 2 for being the friend and then 8 for having both of their luxes. So that can be a 10 happy swing that you might not be ready for. Additionally, if you take a city, that's an even bigger happiness decrease. So I'm playing Germany here, having a pretty strong tradition game. Again, I don't really see it. I put a spy in his expand because I had a strong suspicion. We were having some contested views. Like he stole a couple camps from me early on. He wasn't trading me luxes, etc. So I knew that we were gonna have like a contested situation here. Our borders are pretty close, etc. So I'm fully expecting. I'm trying to suss out if he's gonna attack me. So I put the spy in his expand, and of course I see a bunch of stuff coming. He's also has 600 gold, so that's prime for upgrades. If you were to upgrade like long swords into muskets or something like that, or trebs into cannons or whatever. And then there goes the road. So it's pre-road. As soon as I see that, I say, oh God, okay, here we go. And then I'm probably just going to try to talk myself out of it. But yeah, I hit him with this is too slow, whatever. So he declares war on me the same turn. I switch to a knight. He starts flooding things in. This guy's such a fucking dickhead. 5 seconds left on the turn. He's just going to do that. Anyway, super BM to do, by the way. If you're a new player, do not do that. It's like a really good way to just, have everyone hate you. Anyway, so first thing I'm going to do here, Frankfurt is my artist expand, so I'm going to bulb my artist. I know I need the hammers right now. I need to start building my units. I just finished all of my Hanses. So I need to get some fucking units. That's what I need. And this is looking pretty grim. Now, a worse player would think, huh, I need to save Frankfurt. If you are in my position, you don't need to save Frankfurt. Frankfurt's dead. There's nothing you can do to save Frankfurt. It's dead. I'm trying to one-turn this wall. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move all of my roads back in. I'm going to move all my workers back in front of Berlin, and I'm going to set up some roads, and I'm going to set up some forts. I'm going to give up Frankfurt. There's nothing I can do to stop it. It's going to die. That's fine. I'm going to take my losses, and I'm going to see what I can salvage when it comes to saving Berlin. I think Berlin is salvageable. Let's see if we can make it happen. So I'm going to fast forward a bit. These turns take a little while. I'm going to switch all of my... This is something I don't see enough people do. I'm going to switch all of my hammers, or I'm going to switch all of my cities to working all of the hammers they possibly can work. That way I'm producing the most amount of units I possibly can. I'm going to bring this guy back because Frankfurt just going to die here. And I'm going to try to hold some tiles on the outside so that he can't come in, right? The first move I had, because I'm not trying to defend Frankfurt. Frankfurt's fucked. The first move I had is to move on this bison, right? Because right now, if this knight moves up, it gets zocked. If this knight moves down, it gets zocked. It can't move past the knight. They can't kill the knight. So this knight is effectively just trapped for this turn. I'm worried about him coming and pillaging my sugar and my gold. I don't want to go unhappy. So here I am. You're going to see me. I'm going to be roading every single tile. And then I'm going to set up a fort on this deer tile because this deer tile is actually a super key tile. So again, we're just going to be... I think I got Alhambra and No, I didn't. I think I built it eventually. I'm not sure. But this is why working merchant slots is actually super good. Because at around this time, you'd usually save it for industrial, for coal. But at this time, if you get counterattacked by like Cav or something like that, gives you a lot of gold to work with when it pertains to... I'm such a greedy fuck. I can't believe I bought Harappa there. Holy shit, I'm such an idiot. Gives you a lot of gold for like, maybe buying a unit or buying a wall or something like that, which could make the difference. So this is exactly why I moved my knight over so that it gets zocked. And I'm just going to be putting out knights in front here because I want to make sure I can flood as many tiles and I can hold as much ground as possible. So that's the thought process there. You might say, oh, just build pikes. Pikes are pretty immobile. And at this point, he could, set up some crossbow shots or something like that. So now I'm noticing, oh shit, he's got some knights over here. If I move a knight on this wheat tile, I'm effectively creating the same thing I was before down here. So we're going to finish that road. Finish the road. Yep, move it on the wheat tile. So I lose that knight, and this guy's going to pillage with scouts because he's a fucking dick. And that's the first thing he does, right? He does the correct thing, and he's going to go straight for my gold because he wants to pillage the gold. So here I am. I'm blocking him from entering this because I don't want these knights to go through and pillage all my shit. So I need to make sure I have enough units supporting. So this is a poor move because I should have been able to cycle. Like if I smashed with this one first and then brought the other one in and cycled, I would have potentially been able to save the unit or to kill the unit before it got a heal promo and then a pillage off. So here's some gold. Frankfurt's just dead, and that's fine. The problem with these late attacks without cannons is they take cities pretty slow. Additionally, they're pretty slow to get a move on, right? Like he's got to set up a lot of trebs here. He's got crossbows. This land is actually pretty annoying for him because of all these mountains. But it's mostly because he doesn't have cannons. Two cannon shots would blow up that city easily. So this is why I said it was too slow, because if he's not coming with cannon or cav, like he's not going to have the like combat bonuses to beat me. I'm also Defender of the Faith here, and that's something I really want to... This is why I have such a high preference against Defender. So I'm going to show you. We're going to lose Frankfurt here, but this is fine. As soon as he takes the city, it's going to go to 7 pop, I think. Yep, 7 pop. So he's losing 3 for owning the city, 7 for the pop, so that's 10, and then I don't know the amount for being puppeted. Probably like 2. So that's a 12 happy swing just off that one city alone. And if he lost a city state, which I think he did. Oh, and I'm gonna hammer out Himeji here, which is gonna give me huge combat bonuses. So I'm going to buy a knight just so I can hold tiles and cycle, because he's letting me kind of just shoot on these. He's letting me slam on my land, which is what I want, right? I want to be on my land. I want to use my defender bonus as much as I can. And then paired with Himeji, it's just game over. So we're going to switch this out, heal up my knight. And then I want to showcase kind of what the combat bonus looks like. So I want to maximize my flanking. All right, so we're killing that knight real quick. And I think he loses the happy here. Not too sure. And remember, we're able to produce this many units because we put all of our hammers to, all of our cities to hammer focus. So we're going to just zoom ahead here. I don't want to push into him. The more he's slamming into me with me as defender Himeji, the better. There's no reason I should ever be like trying to fight him not in my land. It's just... Oh, and here we go. So he's unhappy currently. Big bait here would be planting the citadel. This would be such a big grief. If I planted the citadel, it would help defend this one tile for sure. But he just counter citadels, and then what? Then you're completely fucked. So next turn, I believe, is when they buy the CS. I could be wrong. I'm not too sure. But he's at, and I want to keep him, just remind you, I didn't have anything when he started. I had literally no units. But this is already becoming a very stall-y type game. This is why attacking into top hammers is quite difficult, right? If you don't pop them, they're going to be able to, outstall you. So here it is. So I'm at plus 15 near general, plus 20 for flanking. That's a lot. Bonus in friendly lands, plus 15. Defender of Faith, plus 15. He's a near great general as well. He's got 10 flanking, 15 combat bonus because of his... I think that's from Heroic Epic. And then bonus versus mounted units because of his promotions is 33%. But because he's unhappy, I'm still out trading him. So he's getting some good swaps on me here. I kill that unit. I'm going to kill this longsword here for sure. This whole war, I was looking back after it. I don't think I roaded this iron tile, which was just such a mistake. He's got, this guy, I will give it to him, he's got pretty good clicks. And he's able to cycle his units quite quickly. So units have interesting scaling as it pertains to promotions. The second tier promotion is where most of the most important stuff happens. That's where you get ambush. That's where you get cover. Tier 3 is where you get charge or double ambush. So there's a lot of like good options. And typically, like, that's why you see me opting for a one-turn armory if I can afford it in my expand. Which is probably pretty greedy, but that's okay. So he's at minus 12. So now I know he's at 6 unhappiness. So Um, something happened where he lost 4 happy. I think it was probably a CS, but he's about to lose another set of like 10. He's going to go to like minus 13 or something. But you'll see here, I'm kind of just, every time he comes up, every time he's giving me a crossbow to hit with a knight, I'm taking it, right? That's just like free money for me. See, minus 24, Empire very unhappy. There's no way he's going to be able to attack me. And I mean, look at this. It's already, I'm flaming him right here, but it's already like over. Like he's stalling out. No matter what he does, he needs cav, he needs cannons or something like that. Because he overcommit. He's lost like all of his knights effectively. My CS are fucking him over. I'm coming in to just one shot this Treb because he's so unhappy. Like, goddamn. This is what I was saying where it comes to, using whatever advantage you can. In this case, it's, Defender Himeji. It's also just like having really good combat bonuses via happiness. But, my units are not taking nearly as much damage as his are. That's an 18 to 61 trade. That is just nasty. You can't trade like that if you want to win. And now, obviously, he doesn't have a choice. But this is also this is like part of the reason why this is such a silly attack from him. What's funny is Mirror, I think, on the other side is also getting Ear Ward. So he overcommit. He's giving me a lot of free units to kill. I've been able to save a lot of mine. He hasn't really saved a lot of his. So like exactly like this. Okay, I just lost one. I say that. I say that and instantly lose one, of course. Like, what the fuck is that? 66 to a Treb? Holy shit. But here I am. I'm pushing Frankfurt back. I'm going to start building cannons here. Probably should buy one. That way I could speed this shit up. And any unit I'm saving, I'm taking not a heal promo because I don't need the units like right now. I bulb for honor because I'm not thinking beyond, this game, and getting the money from that these kills is actually going to be pretty meaningful, especially because I'm going to be killing a lot of units. So he's still, what was that? He's at 76. I'm at 66. So he still's got a good bit more mill than me. Especially because he's got so many crossbows. My mill is probably not nearly as large as his because he's got so many units that don't really contribute that much. But this like high amount of flanking that I have is unfair for him. Additionally, he's not able to push out beyond this because I was doing such a good job containing those knights. If those knights got to be able to run rampant, completely different story. So here I am. I'm just getting roads up. I mean, you can kind of tell what's happening here. He's making a retreat. Eventually, I just push into him and kill him. Don't end up going for... I don't steal any techs here, but, the key takeaway here is there's multiple ways to defend someone. A lot of people skip the really basic stuff, such as, let me make all of my cities work all of their hammers. If I have a golden age, I'm going to use it. So I can, try to get as much as I can. If I have a merchant, I'm going to bulb it and might buy a unit or two to, help stop the bleeding.
The biggest way you lose this is by getting overwhelmed and losing a lot of units early. You want to take it slow, try to save as many units as you possibly can, and just hold tiles as you build unit mass. Build up enough mass. In this case, I got really lucky in the fact that a lot of people helped me in terms of buying his CS and stuff. But, all this is all very common stuff. People buy CS all the time from each other. So, especially when someone goes to war and is trying to be aggressive. Anyway, that's all I wanted to cover here. If you enjoyed this type of video, let me know, and I'll try to make more.